of all, welcome back. Listen, I wish I could see you guys in the physical, but we still blessed to see each other in the visual. Okay, so we are
Oh,
back.
okay.
This is STL TV's Close Up TV. We have the beautiful, the vivacious Miss Raye. Can I keep it short? Can I go Raye? Can we do that, Miss Raye Cole?
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's fine.
Okay, how you doing, Raye? You good?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well. How are you doing?
I'm great, man. I'm blessed. Meg, how you feeling?
I'm feeling nice. You know what I mean? Like it seems like this showcase, we have been patiently waiting to see who is the winner. I mean, so many great talent here in St. Louis, which is why besides the amazing food, right? But this is why I love being born and raised in St. Louis, because we have some really dope talent, and that's why here at Close Up TV we have the music showcase, because we're quarantined and sometimes we find a lot of talent within ourselves that we need to let out and share with the world, and that's what we're doing tonight.
Exactly, and we're kicking it off with Miss Raye Cole. So Raye, not only are you a singer and songwriter, vocalist as well, but you also have a podcast, and we'll jump into it in a second. But take us back to the singer and songwriter. Give us some background history of how that even kicked off.
You want me to go way back, or you want me to keep it like within the
However
last
you feel
years?
comfortable.
Tell the world. I want to know. I want to know.
Okay, well, I mean, it really started, I don't even remember like starting to sing. It's just something that's always kind of been there since I was a little girl. Like my great grandmother, she would bribe me with cookies to sing church songs. So
Okay.
I guess that's where I kind of started singing. And the first time I ever heard live music was at church. So I would go home and sing the songs I heard at church. And as I got older, my aunt introduced me to poetry. And then it was like, well, let me see if I can write my own, little jingles or songs. And it just kind of progressed from there. And when I became an adult, I started hitting up the open mics in St. Louis just to kind of see if I had, really what it took to become a performer and a singer. And it just went from there.
So Raye, you mentioned how you decided to start going to open mic nights as an adult. So that means even though you were performing when you were a kid, them open mics be a little different. Were you nervous?
Yes. Oh, yeah, most definitely. I mean, anytime you get in front of the world and try to present your work or something, you don't know how it's going to be received. Like in St. Louis, they will boo you. Okay,
Girl, hello.
Booed, like it's like, oh my God, like please don't let me get booed, but it really, I feel like open mics are a great place for any artist to start, like, because that way you can kind of, especially ones that don't have like a big crowd, you can get up there and kind of just gauge it, do your thing, and really learn and grow from there. So I encourage any artist to start at an open mic.
That's dope. And I can see the comparison on how it would help, because that's a whole different mood in the room. You know what I mean? And Raye, I noticed that you used to be a part of a music group that was signed to a major record label in West Africa. Am I correct? Did I read correct?
No, that's not wrong, Raye. That's okay. I wish, girl, but no.
My bad. That's
okay.
Tali. That's Tali. But what I did know is that you, if I'm not mistaken, you were at Juneteenth just this past Friday celebrating, right?
I was celebrating. I went to some local events. Jazzy 159 is a club. They had something. And my brother, he actually held a peaceful protest in East St. Louis on Thursday. Was it Thursday? 618, whatever the day was. So I kind of helped him with the marketing with that. But yeah, I was out, just doing my thing, celebrating our ancestors.
Yeah, so, seriously.
When you was a singer-songwriter, I checked you out. You got some chat. You got some vocals. I rock with it. You do covers and you had some originals. I love the song that you wrote about your mom. I love you. And the cover that you did as well. So, what do you feel more comfortable with, covers or your own originals? How you feel?
Probably with my own originals, because I'm pretty much putting the blueprint out of the song, and I can do what I want to do with my song, right? Yeah. With covers, sometimes people aren't as forgiving if you don't sing it exactly the same way, but when it's just stuff, it's just stuff, you can't tell me how to sing my song. So Yeah.
Okay, and then
silly.
with the covers and the originals, I feel that. I definitely feel that. You
Well,
have
not only that, you want, for me as a singer, I want to leave my mark. So whenever I, take up out of this earth, I want to have something that I created and brought to life left behind. So
most definitely.
Mm-hmm.
And talking about new stuff, I know you're working on a new project and new music right now. When is that coming out? Do you have a date, or you just in the lab right now? What's up?
Well, I'm in the lab. I would like for it to be done by the end of the year. I would like to have an album completed by the end of the year.
Mm-hmm.
God willing, that will be the case, but hopefully don't nothing else pop off in 2020 and, derail my plans. But the album pretty much is talking about being a mother, being a wife, and then really what's going on currently with us with all of the civil rights issues.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And also you have the podcast Surviving as an Indie Artist. Is that right?
Yes.
What made you decide to want to create that, to be able to get that information out? Because I feel like that's one lane a lot of people don't talk about.
Well, yes. So it started while I was in college. I was in a video editing class and we had to do a project. I said, well, what am I good at, or what do I know something about? So I said, I know about music. So at first I wanted to do like a documentary film or whatever, but I kind of ran out of time. So I said, well, I have to
I love you.
Yeah, thank you. I love you too, girl. But I ran out of time, so I was like, well, let me try to do a podcast with it, because we had to do a final project. I said, I know a lot of artists, and a lot of these artists perform in St. Louis, and it's like, what do I wish I would have known when I first started trying to pursue my career as an indie songwriter? Like, what are some advice I wish that somebody would have told me to help me avoid mistakes, or, and then other things like ways to make money, how to capitalize on your talent. So I'm like, if we can create something here, get other artists to give feedback, this could really be helpful for people that are coming up under us.
Absolutely. And that's how, exactly. And I feel, my bad, Dre'Co.
No, go ahead. You good.
Doing things like that, right, is how you are just beyond talented, by being able to share, because that's the only way that we can actually help other people, by being vulnerable and just being transparent. And I applaud you for doing that, because those are the times that people need to know, when you go through those moments of trying to figure that out, don't get stuck at those parts, and a lot of times people don't give you that unless you got this old fat check to give them for consulting. So that's dope for you to do that. High five.
Thank you. Knowledge is power, and knowledge ain't always free. So I feel like if you can educate somebody, you can change their mind, you can change their life. So
and that's
I just try to share what I know.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna. That's what I was gonna say earlier. Like, you in the game and you giving the game. So I applaud you for that.
Yeah,
thank you. I'm trying.
Most definitely. Well, we wanted to make sure that everybody knows at home a little bit about who you are. We're gonna make sure to talk to you in just a second. So stay there. Don't go nowhere. Okay. Stick around. We quarantine. So
she ain't going nowhere, Dre'Co.
Yeah, I ain't going nowhere.
All right, we're gonna check in with Tali next. So I hope he is ready to holler at us. Tali, what's up, man?
Yo, what is good?
First of all, I want to make sure I'm saying your name. Is it Tali? Is it Tali? I want to make sure they know. What's right?
Honestly, I go by either. Because my full name is Naftali, but I shorten it to Tali. Just it was easier on people's mouths. So as far as the actual correct pronunciation goes, I get more of Tali. I guess some people say Tali, but I mean, I respond to both. So I mean, Tali works. If you want to go with that.
Yeah, we can rock with that, man. Whatever you comfortable with, whatever makes you feel at home, my dude. That's all I'm saying.
Right on. Yeah, Tali works.
Well, so clearly I was looking at my notes a little wrong there. But okay, let's get to business here. Why was I bugging up at your Instagram when I saw, because obviously outside of music, you work in pharmacy, right? Like in healthcare,
Correct.
Which I held a high five to you, because you're working on the front line endlessly and we really appreciate you. But Why was I bugging up when you were talking about the face mask and morning breath? Why I put gum in my mouth before I put my face mask on?
Let me tell you something. Sometimes when I'm rushing to work and I forget, right? And I'm not used to wearing masks all the time, so.
No. Stop, rewind. Are you saying you forget to brush your teeth?
No.
Oh,
Okay.
well, my bad. Okay, my bad.
No. Because the thing is, you can brush your teeth and everything, right? It doesn't matter what time of day it is. It could be after you wake up. If you brush your teeth and then you eat breakfast,
yes,
whatever you eat, you're gonna be smelling that your whole shift if you don't get some gum with you too.
Man.
Yes, yes.
Hold on a second.
That's like a joke that me and my that we have in my house. Like, everybody put your gum in, because it be stinking.
In my pocket, I keep 2 sticks of gum on deck.
Okay.
I use one, I recycle it. I always got to keep it handy. Because
you be chewing.
So you got the 2 sticks. Do you go half? You know how you used to be when you were young?
Oh yeah, I started using the whole stick, but then I was like, I'm running out of gum so quickly because I'll be chewing that. I be getting all the flavor out in like 30 minutes. I got hours to go, so I break in a little piece, try to eat that, and then eat the. It's.
Oh my gosh!
You gotta be conservative with that. You know?
You are hilarious.
So Meg,
that's right.
About this record label. Meg, talk to him, man. I want to know myself, for real.
Yeah, okay, because like when I was doing, my reading my research and my notes, and I noticed that you were signed to you were in a group that was signed to a major record label in West Africa. How old were you?
Okay, as far as how old I was when it started, it was so long ago, I can't remember. I know that when I was around 10 years old, that's when we had that idea it was my brother and my sister, okay, and we decided to make this group together because my brother liked to rap, my sister likes to sing, and at the time, I liked to sing as well, and I dabbled in rapping, so we decided to make this group where both my brother and I would rap, and then my sister would sing, and I would sing with her sometimes too. And I believe when I was around 10, we started the group, and my mom has some connections. She knows a lot of people in Nigeria where we grew up, and we got that going, and we got into the set where the studio, where the Storm Records was the name of the record label in Nigeria. A lot of popular artists at the time were signed there. As of right now, I'm not quite sure who's still there, but at the time there were some few well-known names at the time, and they got to produce a few songs of ours, pretty old, but they produced some. We made a music video, and we had this whole album ready to launch. And by the time we got to, my brother and I, we got to high school, and we decided to move here. A lot of that got put on pause, just because there was too many complications with that,
Right.
Which it was a fun ride. We got to be in a few TV shows. We were on the radio a little bit, and it was a lot of fun. I hated that we had to, put it on pause, but, my parents felt like, we needed the education. We came here, and then we've been here ever since,
So I want to add, I'm glad that you mentioned that. 2 quick questions. One, how old were you when you moved to the States?
I was 13.
You were 13. Okay.
Yeah.
So you were able to see exactly, what it's like when it comes to the music scene, with just not even necessarily the music scene, but just like when you came to America, hearing the style of music here in America, and then the style of music for home for you. Do you find it to be the same? Do you find it to kind of be different?
It's a lot different.
Okay.
And don't get me wrong, I was exposed to American radio back in Nigeria as well, but I didn't really know the style that much. I wasn't really familiar with it. So, I started to listen to more American music just to really understand what it's like. And I think I've adapted pretty well. I'm familiar with a lot of songs here now, and I still know a lot of songs back there. And what I want to try and do eventually, is try and integrate some of the styles, Nigerian styles, into what I do, but at the same time make the style relatable to whoever's hearing it. That's going to take some, that's going to take some work. Just finding those people with that experience who know how to reach out to multiple types of listeners at the same time. That's something that I want to do eventually. Because I want to stick to my roots, but at the same time reach out to the masses.
Exactly.
Finding that talent at such a young age, like even when you came to the States, how did you tap back into that passion? Because right now, you're in the healthcare industry. You're potential, most definitely. We appreciate you, bro. How did you tap back into the passion to where you're still in the healthcare industry, but you're still rocking with the records and the music? How did you tap back into that?
So, let's see. That's a good question. Let's go way back a little bit. What got me into the performing arts in general was my love for dancing. I started off as a dancer, actually. I grew up on Michael Jackson.
Hey.
Okay, hold on.
Yeah.
I'm about to get. All right, now I like the party, man. Go ahead, bro.
Oh no. My biggest musical influence, still to this day, Michael Jackson. I was like 7 or 8. I was always watching his. We had some little tapes of all of his live performances. I was always watching his music videos. I'd be just sitting in the living room, just like trying to copy his moves. And my dad was like, "Oh, wait a minute, you're not bad as a first 7-year-old." And whenever he had friends come over, he would pay me to put some music and dance in front of them, which kind of gave me some incentive to go in my room and practice some stuff, get a little performance together. And I liked it, and in my school back in Nigeria, I entered a talent show on accident. Long story short, and I ended up coming in second place. And it was at that moment I realized I really like performing, and so I wanted to expand on what I can do. So I took some piano lessons. I joined choir. And when I came here in high school, I took a guitar class, which I think is pretty cool. Not a lot of high schools have that, and I continued to stay in choir just to work on singing and being able to navigate around the instruments and whatnot. So it's been a huge influence. It continues to be a huge influence in my life. It's something I always do in my free time. It's always something I'm going back to, when I'm not working or when I'm not, doing schoolwork, because that's what keeps me sane. Music keeps me sane. And so, any sort of performance, entertainment, whatever it is, I like to involve myself in it.
And that's why you're here. We definitely appreciate it, man. You bringing the talents to us here at Close Up TV. And I want to make sure that everybody knows that Tali is doing his thing, not only as an essential worker, but also doing his thing as a songwriter and keeping those records spinning. So I want to make sure that you guys stay connected with him as well. You guys have a chance at home to connect with him and reach out to him and talk to him more. But we got somebody else too, man. We want to make sure we holler at them too. We can talk to y'all all night, all right? So we're going to bring in my boy Langston. Tali, hold tight, don't leave. Stay quarantined. Hey. Langston, what's up, brother?
What's up, man? What's up? Nothing much. Just living my life like it's golden, bro. Just
come on, bro. Did you see the verses? Did you see the verses with Erykah Badu and Jill? Did you see it?
I did not get a chance to, man. I know. I know, bro. I know.
I'm gonna send you the YouTube link. I know it's probably on YouTube by now. But how you feeling, man? How you feeling?
I'm good. I'm good for the most part. I mean, we already alluded to. I'm good though, bro. I'm waiting on it. So
because you had a freaking 88.1. Like, that is everything. So what's your specialty, like, when it comes to, because you are a jack, as you said, of all trades.
Yeah, media, Swiss Army knife. I pretty much do it all, really. Cinematography, photography, graphic designing, radio, voiceover, you know, on air
and
talent.
self-taught on top of that.
Yeah, like when I was like 10 or 11, I used to go on YouTube a lot and just, I mean, it first started with cinematography, really. I started off with cinematography, then I went into photography with this old, one of those old throwaway cameras, them digital cameras, like a Kodak or a Fuji film camera. So
yeah, you silly.
Got my style. I got that from Target. I saved up all my money to get that, and I pretty much taught myself using Windows Movie Maker. If anybody remember that,
like, yes,
I do.
That was okay. It was a struggle with the little blue title screen and whatnot. That's old school. Like,
come on.
You are silly.
I started off with that, editing through. You know, I never did like graphic designing really. Like, people tell me like all the designs of the logos that I create, they're good, but I have never, that is the one aspect I do not like doing. I mean, I make a lot of money doing that, but I do not like creating logos because I use Photoshop and all that, but I just, like it's a hassle. Like, it really is. I would rather just be a photographer or, you know, shoot videos and whatnot. But yeah, so moving on from that, I mean, I also write poetry. I started writing poetry when I was in middle school. I believe it was. I was trash though in middle school. I was completely.
No, trash. You weren't. Don't say
that. Start somewhere, brother.
I was trash. I was trash.
Do you find that your inspiration on why you decided to really go forward with your poetry? Do you find it to be extremely relatively the same passion from then with now and what's going on, especially the violence in St. Louis with gun violence?
What actually inspired me to get into poetry, one of my friends was actually, I lost my friend to gun violence when I was, I believe he was 14 or 13, so he didn't even get a chance to start high school yet. Burnell Jones, well, I'm just throwing it out. Burnell Jones, my friend. It's like one of my first, friends in kindergarten. So yeah, that really hit home because that was like one of my first friends to pass, and you know, that was an experience, hearing about it in the newspaper and like on television, and I couldn't really, like, I never really got a chance to, you know, hang out with him those last few years because, you know, friends, you know, they go apart, but
absolutely,
that sucks. But it wasn't until then that I really started to really dabble into like writing, and like towards the beginning of high school, I would write here and there in this journal, but unfortunately, that journal is long gone lost. I actually started typing poetry on a computer, saving it to a flash drive. And yeah, that's when it was probably my junior or my senior year that I really, really just dived deep into it. Because my passion really also stems from like people such as Shel Silverstein for like his book, Where the Sidewalk Ends or A Light in the Attic, books like that. So a lot of that, like the little weird, intricate stories or little, you know, passages, stuff like that really just intrigued me. Other people such as Robert Frost, Edgar Allan Poe, Tupac Shakur, of course.
Langston Hughes was in there too, man.
Yeah, Langston Hughes, of course. His raw grittiness on, like reading that, like I just really started reading that, probably like reading on him I knew of him, but like reading more about what he, you know, his writings since probably like last year or the year before last year. So, you know, like the way he just, I don't know, it's like usually some people follow a certain formula and it's like, I want to like jump out and do my own thing too. Like how he just writes things in his own way. And, you know, you don't follow that formula. You don't like every word is spelled correctly or everything is in the right place. Like I want to be able to do my own thing too. So, you know, that really, like I really just started diving deep into it after that. But then I started college and then I switched back to cinematography, graphic design and photography. Got my bachelor's at UMSL back in 2016. Wanted to go back to school to get my master's in new media production, which is where I just graduated on my birthday.
Hold on, wait a minute. Don't try to run past that, brother.
Right, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I got a 4.0. Goat tings, like
hey,
brother. Yeah, so you already, just so like in the middle of attending Webster though, probably like last year. It wasn't until then that it was like a resurgence of my poetry. Like I wanted to get back into that. So currently I'm actually writing a book. It's kind of like a collective narrative of my life. And like, so like one of the chapters is love and depression, miscellaneous, which tackles a lot of the stuff that we're dealing with now today. As well as like other, you know, side stuff that goes on in my head. I had a chapter where I wrote a poem to like every single one of my crushes, but I don't put their name. I just put like a little initial or something. But yeah, I'm hoping I can drop that by, it was supposed to drop on my birthday, but with everything going on, everything pushing me back, like with school and being on the, like working for the station and all that, I had to like put that on hold for a bit. So currently, hopefully, I want to say maybe next month or August. So the book is called Misunderstood. I designed the cover. So I'm trying to tackle everything. So my bad if I'm rambling.
Come on, brother, go. This is your time, brother.
Yeah, I also got a little freelance company. So that's Ewing Media, hence Ewing Media. Originally it was called Lil Dreadhead Productions. That was back in when I was at UMSL when I did that. So like 2012 to 2016. I changed it because I wanted everybody to just be able to, you know, accept the name, because you know, Lil Dreadhead Productions. I like that. I'm cool with that. You know, you got to be professional and whatnot. So Ewing Media. But it started out with like me and a few of my friends. And then eventually I figured I just boss up and just do my own thing. So I bought my own equipment, got my own little studio downstairs in the basement. Like I got the whole setup, everything that you see on down that page, on my regular page, that's me, nobody else. I'm doing everything on my own. I even shot that web series, if you saw it, like For the Burbs. I don't know if y'all just saw that, but
yeah, I did. Oh, you really are a jack of all trades.
I want to check it out.
Sure.
I'm just trying to like. I mean, honestly, if I'm being honest, I don't know what I want to like. I don't know what I want to do, if that's in first place. But I will tell you, whatever comes in first place, like that's paying some bills and everything else gonna be a hobby. But yeah, I wanted Ewing Media also to like be a platform originally too. Like I wanted it to be a platform for other people. Like originally, Lil Dreadhead Productions was supposed to be a platform for everyone around St. Louis. Like I have friends that are also cinematographers, graphic designers, photographers, and I wanted to like get everybody else to like, you know, like put a spotlight on them too. So I help you, you help me, scratch my back, I scratch, you know, like stuff like that. But I don't know. I'm just trying to get myself, you know, up there first, and then I do plan on helping others because, like, I mean, if it was up to me, I always tell this to my friends: if I hit the lottery, what I'm finna do is I'm finna get everybody together and make like a super production company or something, like on some Tyler Perry, some Monopoly, Disney corporation type, like for real. Like I got like a lot of ideas. I just need money.
Don't be on, bro.
Yeah, you know. So I think, I don't know if I'm rambling on too much. Y'all got any more questions for me? Or
That's definitely appreciated, man. Like you definitely coming through with your story. You are the media Swiss Army knife, so people need to know why you that and the jack of all trades. You feel what I'm saying? So I want to make sure that people at home again know why we are here. These three lovely contestants that you have heard from so far, they have showed their talents. People have been commenting. People have been letting us know who they rock with. Meg, I mean, I know you've seen a lot of people too. So in the comment section, you know what I'm saying?
Yes. Remember, I was telling you, the music scene here in St. Louis is very strong. Very, 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 very. It's filled with a lot of talented people. But it's only three of us on here right now. We have three people here with us now, so I appreciate you. We all appreciate you here at Close Up TV, even signing up for this showcase, sending your information, sharing it with your people. Like, I hope that you see you being here as one of the finalists. I really hope that this shows you how amazingly dope you are. We appreciate y'all.
And the fact that people organically want to connect with real talent. That's what
Right.
that's something I'm big on. You know what I'm saying? So much can be watered down, so many things can be commercial, but you got real people talking to you. That's when you can really see where you at. So I can't wait. I can't wait to see what's next, man. Go.
Oh, so how we finna do this thing?
So how we want to do this here, since we all at the crib. We do want to give a special shout out again to Close Up TV at STL TV. Make sure that you guys stay connected with us. We will have more of this coming in the future, as well as a lot of things that the city needs at this time. But can I see these hands first of all? Can I get some? Can I get a stretch out? Can I get some hugs or something? Can we get some high fives? I know we not around.
High five, sorry.
Oh, come on, come on, brother.
Hey.
Here we go. Come on, brother. I just want to make sure it's all love. Look at it. That's a real stretch. That's that I worked today stretch. What's that?
That's that I took that mask off my face stretch.
Okay, so
I do want to know if everybody can actually, this is something that we meant to get earlier, and we got caught up with all asking these questions because y'all have some really good stories. Can everybody tell us what your social media is so everyone can get connected and stay connected with you all, and especially follow you so they can connect with you when we get out of this quarantine? Because, you know, we need something to do.
So we start with Raye Cole. Raye Cole, shout us out. Shout out that social media right quick.
She's muted.
She's
okay. Sorry about that. Okay. Yeah. So my Instagram is Raye Cole Music. Really, you could just type in Raye Cole Music or Raye Cole in Google, and my stuff will pop up. The next one I'd like to shout out is Surviving as an Indie Artist. If there's any indie artists out there that may want to follow that page, I looked up and got to talk to some Grammy winners, some Oscar winners.
Wait a minute, you want to run past that like we're not gonna clap that up? Come on, we show love around here.
Thank you,
okay,
thank you,
continue.
Thank you. But you can definitely follow that, especially if you're an up and coming artist and you want to know some sound advice. I suggest following Surviving as an Indie Artist, and that's pretty much it. And that's the same on all platforms: Instagram, Facebook. I don't really do Twitter like that. Me and Twitter don't get along, but it's okay.
Okay, Raye Cole, Miss Raye Cole. Tali, what's up, brother? How can we stay connected with you, bro?
There we go. Can you hear me? Yep. So you can follow me on the gram. It's Tali _AK47. My last name is Pew Pew Pew. It's a chopper.
All right.
No, like my last name is EKE. You know, people are always like, you know, how do you pronounce that? You know, I'm like Ike, you know, Ike. But if you like say AK, like A and K.
Gotcha.
So like that's why on Facebook you'll see like my name is like Tali and then A-K, just so it's easier to figure out how to pronounce it. But it's spelled EKE. But that's why I put the 47 because you know that was one of my nicknames back at home, AK-47. So I thought it was pretty cool to. So yeah, Tali, TALI _AK-47. I do some singing on there. I like to, you know, make some comedy skits. So you're gonna see some of that. You know, you're gonna see some rapping. I've started to just make some raps about, you know, different things going on. And so more to come. You know, I just started, you know, being more active there once the quarantine started. So I'm hoping to grow some more from that.
Oh, all right, Tali, man. We appreciate that. Mr. Langston Ewan, talk to me, player. No,
nice. All right, so if you want to follow me on Instagram, you can follow my personal Instagram page, was at Lil Dreadhead 1993. So that's LIL Dreadhead 1993. My family, they run my business page at Ewing Media. So that's EWING Media. It's all together, just no underscores, none of that for both of those. And I also have a new page that's ran by my brother at Ewing Poetry, I believe. I think that's all together too. I mean, I have my family run it because it's like, I hate running multiple pages. So it's poetry. So it's EWINGPO, of course, poetry. Y'all know how to spell poetry. So Ewing Poetry. If you would like to join a group for poets, like if you want to read some poetry, you want to post some poetry, It's a safe space online because of this quarantine. It was something that I thought of. It was also for it was for my thesis project for school. But you can go to Facebook and type in Sonnet Circle. So that's SONNET Circle, like Sonnet Circle, and join that group. It's just a little small group. It's like, I think 20 or 30 of us. So we post every other day, every so often, for poets, poetry lovers and whatnot. My YouTube channel, I guess, Langston Ewing. So yeah, I think that's
perfect.
Yeah, that's it.
Perfect, man. So make sure that you guys at home stay connected because we will see these people more often. I promise you that. So I'm gonna kick it off with the drum roll. My girl Meghan O gonna give y'all the winner though. So
oh,
keep the drum roll going. I hope you guys are ready. Woo! All the comments, we appreciate all the love that you have showed these three contestants. They have reigned true, not only through this conversation, but you guys can see through their skill sets and talents, they have something to offer, not only for the world, but for you, individually. So I'm gonna kick it off with a drum roll. Let's see what's going on here. Kick it off with the drum roll. Drum roll. May go.
Of quarantine in my bedroom, we have the close-up TV. This is my fake mic, okay? So I would like to announce me and Dre'Co with close-up TV with the music showcase. I want you to know this was a very hard decision. And me and Dre'Co said, we're stepping out. Y'all do the numbers because they not finna look at us crazy. When I tell you, if it was our world, everybody would be the winner. But tonight, I would like to say, salute, congratulations to Langston Ewing.
Yeah.
Congrats, brother!
Want my chips with the dip.
Chips with the dip.
Okay.
Oh, man. That's
Special
good.
thank you to each and every contestant, man. Congratulations, Langston. You are going home with the win tonight.
Thank you.
Again, thank you so much to every contestant who participated. Our finalists, we definitely appreciate you guys. Langston, get prepared, man. You will have something coming with you. We will be in contact with you with all of the details, so make sure you look out for that, my man. Meghan O, anything you want to say before we close it out to the people?
I'm glad that we are your Instagram friends with Close Up TV. We are so honored. Thank you for this. Thank you.
Thank you.
For sure. So Langston, be on the lookout for all of the details coming to you. A special thank you to our contestants and our finalists. We appreciate you guys. This is not the end. I promise you that.
No.
We'll all stay connected because we're doing this for a reason. So can I get some high fives again? I know we're not close. I know we're not in the
I know. Because y'all got to come on Close Up TV. Like the moment everything is cleared, y'all have to come. All y'all have to come to Close Up TV. We got to get a special performance because this does not count.
Most deaf.
Shoot.
Yeah, so without further ado, this is Close Up TV. Make sure you stay connected with us. Close Up TV, STL TV, because we want to stay connected with you. This is your city. This is for you. And we not stopping until they know it's true. All right? That's love. Until next time, y'all. Peace and love, y'all.
See ya.
Be safe.